County Board of Education. We welcome you. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I loved hearing those little voices. Didn't you love hearing their voices? Absolutely. All right, first on the agenda, informational items, special celebrations. Dr. Ashley Stevens, good evening.
Good evening, Madam President, board members, Dr. Sachs, Councilor Hornbuckle-Myers. This might be the best party I've planned for you all year. I am so excited about the celebrations we have this year, or tonight. We have 2 songs from the Explorer Academy choirs, both their club choir and also their show choir. These are led by Ashley Brown, their teacher. And so I'm gonna invite you guys to come be part of the audience for a few minutes if you'd like. We're gonna hear the 3rd grade perform the West Virginia Hills, and the Astronauts Choir perform Me by Taylor Swift. So y'all come on down.
Hey, Mary, if you want to walk this way, I'll have a seat for you if you want to sit down. we can have a couple. Thank you, Krista. Krista, we can have a couple more kids up here.
Are these folks around the room parents or? Okay. Okay.
Does your son sell cars, or is he the big manager?
He's
All right,
sales
guys.
manager.
At the
But when
last
you buy
meeting,
a
we were
car,
able to celebrate a
go to
lot
him,
of art,
and
but
he
there was
writes
one
the deal up
competition
for you.
that we
So I
saved
can't
until this
go to
evening,
him
which
to
is
find
Marshall
one.
University's
you can.
Carter G. Woodson Lyceum's
Write
Black
his
History
number
Month
for me.
poster contest. I know you guys have seen the art already, but I would like to invite up Professor Bernice Morris to tell you a little bit about the program, about the Lyceum, and about this competition. Professor?
Thank you, Ashley. Madam President, board members, Dr. Sachs, student winners and their parents and teachers. We always enjoy being here with you on what has become an annual event when you, the Board of Education, honors the students and teachers who participate in the annual Black History competitions. By now you know, because I am like a broken record at each of your meetings, the Woodson Lyceum is a forum that supports education and First Amendment. We are in our 8th year, and this school district is one of our strongest partners. We appreciate this relationship. One of the biggest projects we have taken on during the life of the Lyceum is 2 years from now, the celebration of the centennial of Negro History Week, Black History Month in 2026. The original celebration was created by one of our own, Dr. Carter G. Woodson, a Douglas School graduate in 1896 and principal 1900 to 1903. President Brad Smith and I are co-chairs of the committee organizing the commemoration of the anniversary. The committee includes luminaries in education, including Dr. Eric Cage, president of West Virginia State University, and of course, Dr. Sachs. The major activities will include symposia and online Black History courses. I hope Cabell students and teachers will participate in the courses. Dozens of Cabell teachers have attended Lyceum Institutes over the years, and they may want to propose several of the online courses and invite their students to enroll. Most courses will be free of charge. Please stay tuned as we develop the program. For now, may I introduce the entourage with me today? We have new leadership in the College of Arts and Media and the School of Journalism and Mass Communications, in which the Lyceum resides. Our new dean is Dr. Maria Genhardt. Dr. Rob Quick is the new director of the School of Journalism and Mass Communications. I'm going to hear it from Dr. Quick. Dr. Montserrat Miller is executive director of the John D. Rodrinko Academy and a noted historian. Dr. Teresa Eagle, who isn't with us today, is retiring as the dean of the College of Education and Professional Development, and she probably taught several of the people who are in the audience today. Professor Sandra Reed, who chairs the Marshall Students Poster Competition, is with us also. And Dr. Carlene Wall, who chairs the K-12 poster competition. If you don't mind, I would like to give Maria, Rob, and Montserrat 15 seconds of fame. Then I would like Corey isn't here, Corey Cunningham, who normally would be here to discuss the essay contest. But then I would like Carlene to tell you about the poster competition. If all goes as usual, we will be ready for photographs when Carlene concludes.
Thank you, Bernice. I'm delighted to be here this evening. I'm closing in on the end of my first year as the Dean of the College of Arts and Media. I'm delighted to be at Marshall. I'm delighted to be in Huntington. I was very excited to be one of the judges for the Black History Poster Competition. I'm looking forward to many future collaborations with the Cabell County Schools. And in August, I will be a Cabell County Schools parent when my daughter, who is finishing up middle school in Atlanta, starts 9th grade at Huntington High. So thank you for having me.
Welcome to the Highlander family.
My name is Dr. Rob Quick. I'm the new director of the School of Journalism, and I apologize for this weather. I seem to have brought it with me. I just want to commend and congratulate everyone who's been involved in these competitions. Outstanding work, inspirational, and really the 8th year, and long may it continue, and thank you to Professor Bernice Morris for leading this as well. So, pleasure to be here, and thank you for your welcome.
Hi, I'm Montserrat Miller. I'm Executive Director of the John D. Rodrinko Academy for American Political Institutions and Civic Culture. We do 3 things at the Rodrinko Academy. We engage in program support and development, we handle special events and awards, and we sponsor scholarship and creative production along with community projects. It's my pleasure to participate in this poster competition. Because my predecessor was co-founder of the Woodson Lyceum, and it's a very important tradition and just a tremendous way to connect Marshall University to the school. So thank you for making this possible for us.
Madam President and esteemed members of the board. I am Dr. Carlene Waugh. I am Associate Professor of Voice at Marshall, and I have had the pleasure of serving as the coordinator of the K-12 poster competition for the past 2 years. Over this time, we have seen an increase in the number of submissions. Last year, we had 59 submissions, and this year, we saw 78 posters. I want to take the time to thank all the K-12 teachers and mentors for making this competition possible. We thank them for promoting diversity and inclusion within their classes, and putting a spotlight on the well-known African American figures within the arts, but also the lesser-known artists. The posters were adjudicated based on 4 main areas. How well the poster design represents the theme, and this year's theme was African Americans and the arts. The poster's ability for social impact. The visual impact of the poster, and lastly, each student had to write a personal statement. At this time, I'd like to also thank Dr. Ashley Stevens, who served as our liaison between us and the K-12 teachers and students, and Deputy Superintendent Kelly Watts and Mayor Williams, who assisted in the presentation and unveiling of the winners that we had on campus. Without further ado, we will now acknowledge the winners for the 2024 K-12 poster competition. And Bernice, if you don't mind helping identifying the posters and getting us ready for our photos. The elementary school.
Just grab one?
Yes. And if any of our winners are here today, please come forward. Our elementary school merit award went to Gabby Adkins and teacher Charity Baker from Meadows Elementary.
Very nice.
Our elementary winner is homeschooled, and he is Aiden Soner, and his mother/teacher, Katina Williams. Our middle school winner, Lydia Jordan, is from Barboursville Middle School, and her teacher, Molly Fisher. Yay, she's here. Congratulations again. Thank you. Or the high school competition was really fierce this year. We awarded 2 merit awards. The first merit award went to Lauren Kaufman and from Huntington High, and her teacher, Marissa Main.
Pretty amazing.
Huntington High also had all the winners. Yay! Our second merit award went to Jayona Skaggs. Again, her teacher, Marissa Main from Huntington High.
Wow.
And our high school winner, I know I'm going to say this last name wrong, Charlotte. Is Charlotte here? Tell me, Mom, I knew it. Charlotte Tigalar. Again, Huntington High, teacher Marissa Main. Again, I want to express my deepest thanks to our high school or school teachers who really are the driving force behind making this possible. Thank you all.
If you would permit me, I would also like to just say that I am so thankful that we have the Carter G. Woodson Lyceum here and is thriving so well to celebrate, the historical impact of Black individuals, not only in our community but across the world. And to have, Carter G. Woodson as a local Cabell County individual that has made such a profound impact on our society is just an amazing, amazing thing. And I think that as we look toward the next 2 years, when we celebrate the entire month across our school system, I'm definitely looking forward to collaborating with Marshall University and the Woodson Lyceum and all of our fantastic educators on this milestone. And so to the students, though, the work is absolutely beautiful, and what a skill set that you have, and what a message that you're sending also with the work that you created. So congratulations to you all.
Do you mind if we do photos really quick while they're here?
That'd be great, yes.
Okay, awesome.
We're gonna do a quick photo with them.
In addition to our artists, we have students from Cabell County Career Technology Center who are fresh off of some wins at the state competition for Skills USA. I'm going to invite Mr. Payton up to tell you a little bit about the competition and to introduce the students.
Good evening. Skills USA is a big part of the Career Center. I'm the lead advisor for our chapter. We go every year up to Fairmont. They compete in what they've learned at the school. First, we have an in-house competition, and then we choose the winners from there, and then we take them up to Fairmont. And if you win Fairmont, in certain, because some of the competitions is state only, which we have a couple of state only gold winners. But some of them, you win gold, you get to go to nationals. We have several going to nationals this year, and I want to introduce them to as we bring them up. But we have also a lot of our students, they work out in the field, so they cannot be here this evening with us, but I'll still go ahead and read all their names and how they placed. Starting off with, I'm a little partial to this because I teach this, collision repair, Elijah Terry. He placed silver. Another one of my students in collision damage appraisal or estimating, Aiden Bailey. He placed silver also. This one is, she could not be here because of work, is for criminal justice. Audrey Davis, who placed bronze. Another one could not be here is for beginning cosmetology. Lily Sarver, she placed silver. Another one could not be here is for natural hair design and braids, which was Paula Holly, and she actually placed gold, which was a state-only competition. Fantasy hair and makeup design is a two-team competition there. Michaela Dolan and Olivia Hollamay, which could not be here today, and they placed bronze. This next one, I am going to try to get it correct. Extemporaneous speaking, which is Riley Yeager. She placed gold, which she will be going to Atlanta with us. On top of that, Riley is also she is a state officer for Skills USA too. For manual lathe, we have Noah Hurst. He placed gold, and that is a state-only competition too. For CNC 3-axis milling programmer, Cole Caldwell, he placed silver. For CNC 2-axis turning programmer, Blake Caldwell, he placed gold and will be going to Atlanta with us. And the next three competitions, again, they cannot be here today, but we had a screen printing technology. Austin Morrison, he placed silver. This next one is a three-team competition, promotional bulletin board. We had Savannah Shoemaker, Catherine Wilson, and Casey Thompson, and they placed silver. And for heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, Sam Ward Gardner, he placed silver. Now, also too, with Skills, we don't only, do these competition stuff. We actually go out into the community. We build houses. HVAC may go out work on someone's air conditioner. Different things. We went out and did. We helped down at the city mission for Thanksgiving, preparing food, and for that we got gold chapter of distinction for 2024, and we would like to present this to Dr. Sachs.
That's a statewide award, right?
Nice.
Also, like I said, we've got two of us going down to Atlanta, so just wish them well down there. We're going the 24th through the 29th of next month, so they're giving up part of their summer for it, so we're going to wish them the best and hope they come out gold down there.
Absolutely.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you all. I want to say that when we think about our student leadership organizations, being a career and technical education advisor myself, the opportunities that Skills USA provides these young students is just tremendous. It takes the skills learned in the classroom and the laboratory laboratory spaces, whether it be collision repair, HVAC, electrical, cosmetology, graphic design, whatever it may be, and it puts those skills of those students in our programs along with the skills of students across the state of West Virginia and nationally. But, you know, beyond just the competition side of it, the networking and the relationships that those students have with other students that have similar interests and similar career goals is just phenomenal. And I want to congratulate these students, but I also want to thank our very, very talented educators at the Career Center, because let me tell you something, we are so lucky in Cabell County to have these teachers that have industry experience right here providing these opportunities for our students, especially when you think about the leadership side of it, which is beyond the normal day also. The hours that go into the practices and for these competitions, but also our parents, the families that continue to support their children, because it takes a lot of extra time. It takes fundraising to be able to do these things. And so the commitment that the families have in supporting these students is also tremendous. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And of course, Ms. Ash, your leadership at the Career Center is so appreciated, along with you and Mr. Baker in the back. You all just do a fantastic job. And so thank you for what you all do at the Career Center.
Mrs. Ash, would you introduce the other staff members you have with you?
That'd be great.
Yeah, this is Jeremy Lewis. He's our welding instructor. And this is Charlie Vaughn. He's
Yep.
in charge of our
Hi, Charlie.
HVAC. You've got Mr. Payton. He's in charge of collision repair. And we have Jason Hawley in charge of our machine shop.
Excellent.
And then,
Thank you.
and then your associate
And
principal
then
too.
Mr. Baker, my associate.
Yes,
There you go.
Mr. Baker. Thank you
Thank you.
very much.
We'll do one. You hold tight, we'll do a picture at the end there, okay?
We have some students who are benefiting from the generosity and the organization of alumni who have come before them. The Cabell Midland High School Alumni Club has awarded 3 scholarships this year, and I'm going to invite Booster President Candace Welch to tell you a little bit about it and introduce her students.
Go Candace.
Hey, thank you. Board members, thank you so much for having us here this evening. As some of you may know, in 2018, 2 of my fellow classmates, class of 2000, decided that they wanted to
Which was one of
establish.
the best classes, I just want to say. You know.
I agree.
Yes.
Still the only class in the history of Cabell Midland High School to win the Spirit Sword all 4 years
All 4
of our
years.
high school
All 4
career.
years.
I'm just saying.
Just saying.
I'm just saying. So anyways, they decided we make jokes about the Spirit Sword, but that embodies who we are. 20 plus years later, we are still very, very proud to be Knights. So much so that I moved to the district to make sure my kids were also Knights, and I have 3 children that are alumni and 2 current students. So we are very proud of our school still today. We got off to a rocky start because as we were gaining some momentum, COVID hit, and it gave us a little bit of a setback. But I will say, this year we were able to fully fund 3 scholarships, when last year we mainly had 1 donor who made sure that we had 2. But from generous donations of our alumni and alumni-ran businesses in our community, we were able to grant 3 $1,250 scholarships to 3 very deserving 2024 seniors. And I will tell you that this year we had a total of 29 applicants.
Wow.
Last year we only had a dozen. So we're gaining momentum, and I hope we continue to do so. One thing that's very important to us when we choose our winners is kids that want to come back. Kids that maybe they're going to spread their wings and go somewhere else, but they're going to come back and they want to serve in our community. And these 3 students actually are staying here and going to Marshall, but they plan on coming back and serving our community. So we really want to foster that. So without further ado, our 3 winners this year are Miss Emily Hathaway, Caleb Ferguson, and Abigail Wendell.
would we be able to hear from each of the scholarship recipients on what their program of study is going to be and what the best experience was that they had as they reflect upon their schooling that you think made a huge impact and you being able to qualify for the scholarship, perhaps?
So basically, I plan to attend Marshall University and major in health sciences and then hopefully become a physical therapist. But probably one of the best experiences at Cabell Midland is the teachers. They are the power behind the school. They empower us and, just inspire us to be a better version of ourselves.
That's so sweet.
Wow.
Thank you.
Probably my best experience, I'll get to that first, was probably joining student council this year. I got elected as student body vice president, so that was an awesome experience, just being able to work in the community and in the school. We did so much. We brought back quite a few programs that have been shut down, and we did so much for the community, and we're continuing to do even more, even though our school year is kind of winding down. But I plan to go to Marshall. I'm going to major in political science, and then I'm going to go to law school after and come back here and hopefully get involved in the legal system somewhere and definitely try to help out the community as much as possible. So thank you.
Fantastic. And you all did a great job with the school store rejuvenation too, so hats off to y'all for that. That's awesome.
I'm Abby Wendell, and I plan to also go to Marshall, and I'm going to major in social work, and I plan to somehow get back into the Huntington community especially. My church is really involved with 8th Avenue Ebenezer community, so I'm hoping to get my degree in social work and hopefully move through the church and help with that area. And I'm going to bank off what Emily said and say that my best experience at Midland was definitely just the teacher aspect, because they really go above and beyond, and they really, really care.
That's awesome. Thank you.
All right, and our final celebration is a group. We have had so many opportunities with Marshall University for our kids to meet, learn from, watch, do their thing with our athletics groups. And also the athletics have reached into our schools in kind of a unique way. So we have a lot of people to thank. As I go through this list, if you are here, please stand. And if you would like to speak at the end, you are welcome to. This is a cool collaboration that keeps building. It snowballs. And so one year we might have an opportunity for kids to go watch a game, and the next year it is open to larger numbers of students. But the ones that I'd like to highlight are Run with the Herd program. It's an academic and character development program in middle school organized by Dr. Kathy D'Antoni. She was not able to join us this evening. There was a daytime game trip to the women's basketball game. I had a chance to sneak in for a minute, and it was the most electric atmosphere I've ever seen. It was so much fun. We are Wednesdays with the Marshall women's soccer team. They were able to pop in. Last year, they gave our kids high fives on the way in just to get their day started off well. This year, they wanted to have a larger impact, so in the fall semester, they were able to read with or play on the playground or join the PE class. So they just took a larger leadership role with our kids, which was really special. We also were provided tickets and bus trips to the Marshall University men's basketball game by Phil Theineman and tickets to the green and white football game by Ohio Valley Bank. And then, in a really cool surprise and collaboration of a lot of different things, funds toward the purchase of a piano at Highland Elementary were provided by Marshall Athletics and the Sunbelt Conference's Extra Yard for Teachers initiative. So if you are here and you've been a part of these programs, will you please stand? Would any of you like to speak?
Oh, come on, Chris.
Hi, I'm Amanda Priest. I'm with the College of Education and Professional Development at Marshall, and we just are really so excited. Every year it seems like our collaboration with athletics grows a little bit through our Extra Yard for Teachers program, which we provided $5,000 in gift cards to some Cabell County teachers this year, which was really cool. I've also provided through Jared and athletics football tickets to our teachers. And the piano at Highlawn, which was just a really exciting collaboration for us. They got a hold of me and said, can you look at the Donors Choose projects that are up? And the first one that popped up was Melissa Elliott's Highland Elementary piano, Melissa, who was one of my students. And so I thought, well, that was just meant to be. So we are just so excited to continue this collaboration and with Cabell County Schools. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well, go ahead.
Come on down.
No, you come on.
Yeah, my name is Jared Hunley. I'm the Assistant Director of Marketing and Fan Engagement at Marshall University. We do a ton with our teachers in the community and with our kids in the community. And we just can't thank you all enough for coming out to these events, supporting us as we support you. We do a lot of games where teacher appreciation nights. We have a lot of, where our women's basketball game, that atmosphere was absolutely wild, where we had all those schools come out and enjoy that game with us. So like I said, we just can't thank you all enough for coming out to those games and supporting us. We love having Cabell County out and just continue to be a part of the herd. If you need anything, please reach out. I'll be happy to help in any way I can. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Well, now, I want to say thank you to Marshall University. Thank you for the College of Education for what you do for our students and our staff. It is such amazing opportunity, so thank you so much. He said he wasn't going to come up, but I am going to say something about Chris Preston and Ohio Valley Bank, though. Chris serves also on our Cabell Education Foundation Board, and one of the things that I think is just amazing about Ohio Valley Bank and Chris Preston is that they continue to try to find opportunities to support our students. And as Ashley had mentioned here, they donated tickets to the green and white football game, but what it doesn't say is it was over 3,000 tickets for the green and white game. We were able to supply 500 tickets per middle school, as well as the high school and the career center, and those are experiences that not all of our students always get to experience. And so I want to thank Chris for that, but I will also say that they go beyond when it comes to like Cabell County Fair time. Ohio Valley Bank is there. They are supporting our students who are raising livestock, and a lot of times those students that are raising livestock, that is their primary source of income in being able to go to post-secondary education, or that is a career for them. That's their entrepreneurial spirit at work, and to be able to have community partners like Ohio Valley Bank that really step up every single time is just fabulous. So Chris and the other folks that are here, Amanda, thank you all for being here this evening, and thank you for continuing to support our students and our faculty. So thank you so much.
With your permission, we'll do pictures starting with our Skills USA students.
Yep. Which brother is the winner? Which brother got the gold? There's no internal feud at the house on that, is there?
It's the library.
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly right. Yeah. Next on the agenda?
I was
Kelly
thinking that
Watts?
we still had more pictures. Well, I have two presentations in the form of, actually we have a celebration that we made part of our instructional update with our Aspiring Leadership Program, and I'm going to turn it over to the executive directors.
Good afternoon. Tonight we want to recognize our teachers who have participated in the administrative apprenticeship class. In this class, the participants have read 2 books on leadership. We are meeting every Tuesday that we have a board meeting, either in person or virtual. They were also able to participate in job shadowing with some of our administrators. Topics included, and I may have left off someone, and if I did, I am not apologizing now if I have left off anyone. We had Mr. Drew Rotkin, who spoke on finance. Mr. Boggs spoke on operations. Dr. Stevens spoke on parent engagement. Ms. Watts was our guest speaker today on instruction. We had Tim Stewart and Mr. Thomas speaking on student support and safety. Mr. Jason Jackson presented on technology. Mr. Gleason presented on transportation. We had Mr. Baisden and Ms. Glover, who always present on WEVIS. We actually had the author of our books who meets virtually with our administrative apprenticeship participants, Mr. Sanfilippo. We had Dr. Sachs was one of our presenters, Miss Debbie Smith in professional. They also had a session on the balanced scorecard and how our schools are held how our accountability measures, and also on policy. Ms. Gina Barnett also presented on assessment and the teacher induction program. So tonight what we're going to do is we have a certificate for each one of our participants. So Ms. Giles or Mr. Mann are going to call our names. We would ask that our participants come up to be recognized for all of the work they put in through this school year. If you'll stand back here, please. Thank you.
Now the moment you've all been waiting for. Christian Griswold. These are in no order. Anna Blakeman. Oh, look at him. Hannah Eastham. Eastman. Oh, that's messing up mine. Nathan Searles. Stacy Meadows. Ashley Brown. Ashley Ripley. Christopher Kimes. Daniela Beckett. Erica Hardesty. Oh. Lori Osborne.
Yeah, well.
Megan Carter. Brianna Priestley. Allison Atkins. She had class. Philip Bailey. Sarah Lindberg. She had something else this evening. Taylor King. Tiffany Elkins. Whitney Stead. And Abby Hudson. called her name anyway.
We probably need something 5 or 6 up top.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh.
Make sure the certificates are facing upright.
Oh, come on, somebody turn it upside down. All right, big smile. That is great.
Great, thank you.
I think it was so hot.
Oh, great. That makes us day thinking about you all the time.
Can I borrow your jacket?
Here.
No, I'm fine.
You know why I brought it?
What's it?
And I'll tell you what else I
bring a
brought.
blanket, I
And I
forgot.
don't want you to laugh.
I can have them warm it up.
Oh, you're fine.
Oh, okay.
It's cold right
I
now.
brought socks.
We'll have Justin turn it down now. The air.
Where's a gal?
Mary's
died
freezing.
here
I think,
yesterday.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Woo.
So now I'm going to
I've
turn
been
it over
telling
to Suzanne
16
Stevens,
years
our
I've been
Director
telling
of Special Education, and she's going to update you on our end of school year summer program for her department.
Good evening, Madam President, members of the board, Dr. Sachs, Council Hornbuckle Myers. I just wanted to give you a brief overview of extended school year for the summer of 2024. We have approximately 130 students who will be attending our extended school year, and it's based on students with disabilities. Their IEP team meets annually in order to determine students who need services beyond their regular school year, whether it be special education services or whether it be related services. This year, we are going to meet again at Martha Elementary like we did last summer. It was a great location to have everybody located in the one building. That allowed us to have staffing flexibility, easier transportation coordination around the entire county, the use of just one custodian instead of two, because we used to break it up into two buildings, the use of one secretary, kitchen staff to be able to provide breakfast and lunch for these students. Our dates that we will run extended school year is from June 17th to July the 12th. It will run from 8 o'clock in the morning until 12 p.m. in the afternoon, which will be a total of 16 days. Our staff that we will require for the extended school year will be 12 special education teachers, 1 preschool teacher, 1 LPN, 1 interpreter, 2 speech therapists. We'll have 1 LPN, 10 classroom aides, 7 bus drivers, 7 bus aides, then again the 1 custodian, the 1 secretary, and then 2 cooks. So, do you all have any questions in regards to extended school year?
No,
Okay.
no questions.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Watts. All right, moving on to operations and support. Mr. Boggs.
Madam President, board members, Dr. Sachs, General Counsel, give you a brief update on operations and support for the district. I appreciate your patience yesterday as we were going over the budget and some of those projects that we had you kind of proposed in that. So today I'm going to go on to the first project is Meadows Elementary. The walls, I did not take pictures of the walls, but we do have the multi-purpose room walls are going up. They're almost to the height where the steel is ready to be placed in. The slab work is complete. We were blessed with dry weather for several days, and grading work continues. And what you're looking at is the back hill at on this project, which they've hydro seeded, and they've actually put down other types of material until that grass takes hold in the back. So the slab is complete, and that project is moving along very good. It took a long time to get out of the ground, but now things are moving. Walls are going up. On to the second project is Milton Elementary. This one, if you're driving along 64 or you go out Newman's Branch, the picture says it all. We have the trusses on at the front of the building. They got all of the sheeting on last Friday, so they should be roofing, here in the next couple weeks. So it will be in the dry, so that will really expedite the interior work of that building. They continue to, fight with the weather and things like that this week, but that will really move things along at Milton Elementary. So, in the siding, which is on the back side of this, you cannot see, but that'll really set the building off. And the dry stacked stone is down at the bottom, and it's kind of hard to see from this picture, but it's going to be an absolutely beautiful building when that is complete. So on to Davis Creek Elementary. You're actually looking at a different picture up on the screen than what you have. I just took this picture on the way down here to the board meeting this evening. So they have the front entryway area is up. The trusses are up for that. It looks very, very nice out there. The sidewalks are poured. They're working on the parent pickup loop and different things like that. Grade work continues. Inside is moving very, very quickly with the windows. And just plumbing, electrical, different things like that. But a lot of it's moving quickly, again, because they're already in the dry at the Davis Creek location. On to the Woody Williams Center for Advanced Learning and Careers. Electricians continue to run conduit, metal stud installation, drywall work continues. Floor grinding continues, because that floor in there, we're doing a polished concrete that you see in a lot of just Walmarts and different things like that. Is very durable. They have already started doing that in some of the areas of the building, the first and second grind of that. And the academic and high bay areas are really taking shape, and it's kind of amazing. And I would welcome any of you to come, take a day with us and go visit these sites. But you can start to visualize the school. It was just kind of an empty box for a long time, but now hallways are taking place. Walls are going up, and you see entryways and where the stairwell is going to be in the atrium when you walk in, where the additions to that building are going on. So it's moving along very well there as well. There are no change orders for this board meeting. We have two small. I'll get to that in just a second, but I did want to give you an update on preferred recall. I know there are several times we get questions about that. Those employees that were on the RIF list, and we try our absolutely best to get those employees back. We want to get everybody back that we possibly can. So right now, we are only down to 6 service employees that were reduction in force that are still on preferred recall. So we're still working to get those people back into a position moving into next year. So we've chipped away at that. And on the professional side, we were much higher than this at one point in time. We're down to 35. So the breakdown of that right now is we still have, and of those folks that are on preferred recall, we have 10 elementary positions that are still on preferred recall, 6 ELA, 5 math, 3 social studies, 3 science, 2 music, and 1 wellness position. So just as an update of those folks that are still looking to get back with the system next year. We're going to continue to do that through the personnel office. Debbie always does a great job of trying to get all those folks back in positions.
Hey, Justin, just a quick point of clarification. That number is based upon board action tonight on tonight's agenda.
That is correct, yes, that is correct. And we do have one small change, and it is on page 18, and you're going to see, and it's page 18 in the board agenda. This is very lengthy as far as the personnel because we got summer school jobs, but that is SS, which stands for Summer School 3216. There's 1 of 1 and 2 of 2, and that's Marissa Clark and Ann Holst. And the correction on this is there's a strike through on social studies, and that would be replaced with floater. I should have highlighted that, but social studies is going to be a strike through, and then we're going to add the word floater for 9 through 12 for both of those positions. One other item I did not include in the board agenda, in my presentation, is you're going to see a contract for general sales, and that is our custodial equipment. I touched on that briefly yesterday. That contract is in here as well. They are part of a cooperative purchasing agreement. However, we were able to negotiate with them where they did lower the price from what we had paid in the past on certain, and we do price out every single item down to the trash bags, to the cleaning materials that we use, the glass cleaner, the sanitation things, all that stuff is all priced out, and we were able to get a little better deal on that than we have had in the past. It had in the past been bid out, but as you know, the prices of everything has actually gone up, but we were able to negotiate with them to where it would actually come down slightly this year. Any questions?
Oh, well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. We're ready for communications from the superintendent. Dr. Sachs.
Thank you, Madam President and board members. Continues to be a busy time as we have been in the midst of GSA testing in our elementary and middle schools, and I will tell you that there are already, as we look at the data, we are very, very excited across our schools. I'm being careful. Because all of that data is embargoed, I can't go into detail, but what I will say is that it's very promising. There are going to be some very significant celebrations that we're going to be having across the county. So we're, again, just really excited. But last week, we celebrated, last week? It runs all together very quickly. But we had our Teacher and Service Personnel of the Year Awards. Yes, okay. And I want to congratulate Mr. Kurt Wright, who is our Teacher of the Year. He is a physical education teacher at Ona Elementary School, who does a fantastic job and is going to represent our district very well at the state level competition. And then, of course, our very own Deanna Myers, one of the executive secretaries here at the district office, who has had a long career in Cabell County at many different school sites here at the district office. And she's, one of the things that impresses me about Deanna is that I often see Deanna at different community events supporting our students, like the county fair, or she was out volunteering at the Hard Hats for Heroes event just recently. So she goes above and beyond for our students and our children, and it's just amazing. So I also want to congratulate our finalists, Eric Akers, Jonathan Jefferson, Sarah Lindberg, and Kate Lowe, as well as our 5 service personnel finalists, Sarah Washington, Anthony Shackelford, Amanda McComas, and Rebecca Lane. We had really 5 just tremendous applicants or finalists. It was a very difficult decision, but we definitely want to thank our sponsors and the Cabell Education Foundation for sponsoring this, because they were able to provide those monetary awards to our finalists. Last week, the Huntington High School celebrated Senior Decision Day. And when you think about our schools and recognizing students that are going off to college, a lot of times what you see is signing for colleges for athletic scholarships or what have you. We wanted to be able to celebrate all of our students and what they were choosing to do beyond post-secondary education, which includes certificate programs, workforce training and apprenticeship programs, 2-year degree programs, of course, as well as 4-year degree programs and military enlistment. when we part of our 5-year strategic plan continues to emphasize that from the boardroom to the classroom, we're trying to make decisions that prepare our students to walk across the stage being college, career, or military enlistment ready, and celebrating the decisions that these students are making is something that we're very excited to celebrate. So we also want to thank our Huntington High School counselors, Hillary Gibson, Allie Tolbert, Christine Gleason, Jessica Kidd, and Kim Garrett, as well as our Huntington High School partners for being able to and Jordan Cauliflower for really organizing this event at Huntington High. It was an amazing, amazing activity. Also happening on the Hill at Huntington High School was the 52nd, it's hard to believe, 52nd annual Cabell County Special Olympics. And of course, we have some amazing, amazing volunteers that put this together. I tell people all the time that this event is so impactful for our students. And it's not just our special education students, it's also the student volunteers that come and work with these students. It's just a tremendously uplifting day. The students work and try so hard, and it really brings everyone together. And I often think about this event, and I was actually stopped the other day, and someone who, they have children in Cabell County, but they also have children in Putnam County. And actually their husband actually works in Putnam County schools, and they stopped me and they said, we just want you to know that what Cabell County Schools does for Special Olympics is the best in the state. And we had a unique opportunity to compare what we've experienced in Cabell County in Putnam County recently, and no shade on Putnam, but they were just saying that Cabell County had a far superior operation and providing these opportunities for kids. So it's one of my favorite events every year, and I'm so proud of all of our students. They did a great job.
Dr. Sachs, just a quick question. Do you know how many, what you would think was the participants? I mean, what was the number? Do you have any idea?
It's Suzanne Stevens is actually in the back.
Oh, okay.
She is part of the lead on that. Suzanne,
Okay.
It's hundreds.
Hundreds.
Hundreds. And those are the participants,
That's what
and then
I'm
the
saying, yes,
volunteers. We have hundreds of student volunteers that show up as well.
Right.
And I would say there are thousands on the Hill that day
Yeah.
participating with families and everything. So Ernie was crowd control, I think, so he could speak to it. And we had pallets and pallets of water up there. So, but.
Walmart delivered or donated water as well as Cabell County Schools had water there, which was very welcome due to the hot day.
Yes.
Yeah, it was hot that day.
It certainly was. I will ask if we can try to get an assessment of how many student participants and volunteers there were, then we'll provide that in Friday's board update. Okay? Today we had, this one is not in here, but we had two very special events today. One was at Huntington East with the West Virginia Public Education Collaborative and STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. They go. It's a partnership through the collaborative as well as West Virginia University, and they travel all around the state for middle school programming. And they had a very special visit today at Huntington East, where they were tasked with a problem, and they had to code a solution. And in this solution was replicating what you have at WVU with the PRT system to provide transportation at our national park. Because now that we have a national park designation, one of the issues is parking and traffic around the park facilities, and not wanting to have people ruin the beauty of West Virginia nature by parking, but also crowd control and those sort of things. The state had come up with a solution to provide a transit system in the national park system for this project, and we were joined with President Brad Smith from Marshall University and his wife Elise, who came and were able to see this type of student engagement, especially around STEAM education firsthand. And we had just a great opportunity to see the students, and the students were really excited about the project. So I want to thank Brad Smith for being there. However, after that was over, President Smith and I went to Huntington High to announce a special partnership between Cabell County Schools and Marshall University that has really been in the making since the beginning of the school year, really. And we've actually, we've been able to finalize all the agreements and everything. but we unveiled the Cabell commitment. And the Cabell commitment is a partnership between Cabell County Schools and Marshall University. It's the first of its kind in the state of West Virginia, where every single senior in Cabell County Schools, if they earn a 2.5 or higher, will automatically earn the opportunity to become an automatic son or daughter of Marshall University. They're able to gain automatic admittance to Marshall University. So they don't have to fill out an application. There's no application fee. It doesn't matter what the SAT score is. They are automatically going to accept them because they are a Cabell County senior and they've earned a 2.5 or higher. And so I am so excited about this. I want to thank Kelly Watts and Heather Scarberry, as well as Dr. Ashley Stevens, for working on the minutia of this agreement with President Smith's administrative team. It was an amazing day, and I am excited to announce that Cabell County Schools has 514 students in this graduating class that have automatically qualified to become a Marshall University student. And they don't have to fill out the application. They have to sign a release for us to share their GPA with Marshall, but they have an opportunity to become an automatic son or daughter of Marshall. And it was just really, really inspiring to be there with President Smith, his wife, and some of his teammates, as we had literally over 100 and some odd students that were in attendance with this announcement today. Mr. Miller and Mr. Pauley, you were able to be there to walk across the stage and sign the banner that said Huntington High School's, I have to think about how it said it, but it said, we are Marshall, and it basically said that we've committed and we're going. And so they were able to sign that. Cool. It was just an amazing, it said, we are Marshall bound, that's what it said, thank you. And I just thought, what a great opportunity it was. And it was interesting because it was only supposed to be like a 10 or 15 minute presentation with President Smith. He was actually, we had to cancel it because he was supposed to come to a board meeting, and then we had snow, and then we had a flood. And so we were able to fit this in his schedule today. And what was supposed to be 15 minutes ended up being an hour, and it was so moving. So I want to congratulate our 514 students, and I want to thank President Smith. The next thing I wanted to talk about is we have voting on May 14th, and there's obviously an important item for consideration, and that is the excess levy. So I wanted to share for our update this week an excess levy highlight, which is our summer programs. So part of the excess levy, in addition to school safety, athletics, employee salaries and benefits, CTE workforce development, cyber safety and device security, maintenance and equipment, our playgrounds and outdoor learning, the Cabell County Public Library, instructional support in school libraries, as well as the Greater Huntington Park and Recreation District. The summer programs allow for us to be able to have summer school programs for our elementary school students. It's going to be able to provide support for our third grade students that are not on reading level, that will be providing supplemental reading programming to catch them up so that they can transition to fourth grade. It has our step-up days in there. Of course, you think about our CTE summer camps. Of course, we also have Japanese immersion camp. We have our Lego camps. There's a tremendous number of opportunities for our students, and this helps fund all of those summer learning activities. I think the other thing that's important to also note is that we feed in the summer months close to 70,000 meals absolutely free of charge for our students. Now that's not in this summer programming part of the levy, but that is something that comes out of our general fund, and it's something that I am tremendously proud of, and it's something that this board continues to support. But 70,000 meals, that's about 47,000 in lunches and 30,000 some breakfasts every single day. And we have 15 school sites for our summer programming where these meals are served during those summer programs. But we also have other sites throughout Cabell County that will be available this summer for free meals for students and children in Cabell County. So we will have, as always, we have a site at A.D. Lewis. We'll have a site at Adams Landing. There'll be a site at the Cabell County Fair. There'll be a site at the Cabell County Main Library. There will be a site at Camp Arrowhead. There will be a site at Gallagher Library. There will be a site at Guyandotte Library. There will be a site at Our Lady of Fatima. There'll be a site at St. Joe. There will also be a site at the YMCA Phil Klein Center and West Liberty. The West Library. And so we're really excited to be able to have these opportunities available. We also have the 5-day meal boxes. So those sites that I just mentioned are everyday opportunities for a meal, but we'll have 5-day meal boxes at these sites once a week where people can come and pick them up. Salt Rock Library, Cox Landing Library, Antioch Church, and then Heights Saunders. Those distributions, again, are once a week, but families can come pick up those meals. So I am really excited about our summer programming, and when we think about the excess levy, this funding goes toward paying the salaries of our teachers, supplies for our summer programs, and it's just tremendously important for our students. So I just wanted to be able to share that. Last night, we also had our final night on 5th, the Student Art Walk Gala, and this was the 4th one, and it was, each one is just truly an amazing experience for our students. We celebrate the artistic talents as it relates to drawing or painting or photography. Last night, we had some amazing photography done by elementary students that were digital, that they were doing through their iPads. And then, of course, we also celebrated the students from the graphic design program. Actually, there was one picture that my mother saw, and she was like, I need you to commission that student to be able to do a piece of art for me because it's beautiful. But these students were just amazing, and they're, seeing them come and have a sort of a sophisticated evening where there's music. We had Cabell Midland's orchestra that had performed, providing sort of the ambiance, and then, of course, the Cabell Midland Pro Start program provided the hors d'oeuvres. So we talk about, it's not just about the artistic nature, it's also about the musical arts, and then, of course, the culinary arts. So great, great experience. We are just the first weekend of May, but we have a lot going on, and I wanted to be able to share a couple big items with you. Of course, this is Teacher Appreciation Week, so please make sure that if you have an opportunity to thank teachers, that we do so. We also have National School Nurses Day on May, that's actually tomorrow. We also have our CTE completer ceremony, which was scheduled for May 9th. That has been moved to May 10th at 9:30 due to weather, and that'll be at the Career Center, and there are literally hundreds of people up there. I definitely want to encourage you to attend. I would suggest that if you come, make sure you wear a hat or sunscreen. This gets burnt very easy, so just take note of that. We also have our Explore Academy Visual Arts Academy, which is at 5 o'clock, and that is across from Pullman Square. We'll have, let's see, there's talent shows going on. The big one, though, that I wanted to bring you to is May 15th, the MedX student signing with Mountain Health. That's another hugely innovative career pathway event that we're signing with Mountain Health Network. And that is where, to be honest with you, is that we have internship programs that are now paying students. They're actually earning a salary. And so that's a huge event that we hope that you can join us with on May 15th. May 15th, we also have the Milton Elementary Poetry Red Carpet Walk. The 4th grade students at Milton Elementary have published a book. This is the 2nd year in a row. They've published their own book, and so we'll be learning more about this published work by the students at Milton Elementary, and so if you have an opportunity to join us, we would love to have you. And then, of course, we have the culminating activity for the year, Huntington High School graduation on May 23rd, and the Cabell Midland High School graduation on May 24th. Further information will be coming out about that, board members, so that you have information on parking and all that sort of stuff. But as you can tell, it's a busy month. And I think in there, actually, I don't think I had it in there. I think there's one of those is a board member training, isn't there? May 13th on Monday, yes. It's like an evening, just an evening activity, yeah. So board members, I apologize for the lengthiness of that, but it's a lot going on, and I wanted to be thorough. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you,
Any questions?
Do I have any questions? Okay. All righty, let's move on. Delegations to be heard?
We have 3.
All right.
You want to say anything, or you?
Yes, I should. Yes. Disclaimer here. The school board recognizes the value of public comment on educational, financial, administrative, and other issues related to the board's work. The board provides a period for public participation at every meeting of the board and publishes rules to govern such participation in board meetings. Public comment is not an open forum to attack individual school system employees or board members. Each speaker is allowed 3 minutes to address the board. This is a business meeting of the school board. The board appreciates the public's input and will listen, consider each comment, but will not respond, debate, or answer questions during comments on agenda items or during the public comment section. When you are called to come forward, please state your name, address, and group affiliation if and when appropriate for the record. Thank you.
Monty Fowler.
Yes, Monty Fowler, 625 South Terrace in Huntington. Good afternoon, board members, Mr. Sachs. And as Mr. Sachs mentioned, there's something going on next week that we're all keenly interested in, the school excess levy vote. And I know we're all going to be staying up late, however late it takes the county to count that. But I just wanted to make a couple of observations tonight. Two of you who usually sit up there will not be coming back. The rest of you will have to ponder whatever the outcome is and how you can make the best of it for the community as a whole. But what I would like to urge the board to do after next Tuesday is to take a different path, regardless of the outcome of the election. There's been a lot of acrimony. There's been a lot of positive things said. There have been a lot of negative things said. I think the board would be well advised to adopt a policy of openly cooperating with other entities that have a stake in this and coming up with a realistic, lasting, long-term solution that we can all be happy with and live with, because I think it's pretty obvious that the solution that we're all going to decide about next Tuesday is not acceptable to the vast majority of this county's population. So I would urge you all to try a different approach. Maybe we'll come up with a result we can all live with. Thank you.
Mike Sullivan.
My name is Mike Sullivan. I live at 5506 Shawnee Drive in Huntington, West Virginia. I'd just like to address this board in two different things. One is the Freedom of Information Act has been stonewalled when people ask for information. If you go back in history and you study about Adolf Hitler, he suppressed a lot of things to the public. He lied, he did things, he took the news media, covered things up. You all know the results if you ever had a history class, which I'm sure everybody here did. I'd like to just address that we need to get the Freedom of Information Act responded to quicker than what you're doing. I don't know who's in charge, but I do know that people have asked for information and it's been stonewalled completely. They can't get information that they like to have. As a taxpayer, I'd like to know why you can't get that out. And the other thing is, I go along with Monty, is the fact that you should really, as a board, should rethink what you're thinking and not be a rubber stamp and not be a lackey, but be a person as a taxpayer. I'm a taxpayer, and I pay my taxes every year. And I used to support this levy every year that I was able to vote after I got out of the service. You couldn't vote till you were 21. When I got out, I was 20 years of age. 6 months later, I was allowed to vote, which surprised me. I said, I put my life on the line in the service, but I couldn't vote. And the other thing was you couldn't drink unless you were 18 or older. That doesn't matter. But you need to start thinking for yourself, and don't be a rubber stamp, and don't be a lackey. Be responsible to the people that elected you. That's all I'm trying to say. Be responsible. Think. Don't be a rubber stamp. Don't be a follower and just whatever somebody says you do and you go along with. That's all I have to say.
Tammy Glover.
Good evening. I'm Tammy Glover. I live at 5202 Dolphs Hill Road, Barbersville, West Virginia. I am here tonight representing Cabell County School Service Personnel Association. Our executive committee met a couple weeks ago and assessed a few things that were happening and decided to come out publicly to endorse the levy. Investing in our students and our schools is of the utmost importance to our association. We are service personnel. We are parents, grandparents, and community members. Our schools need to be updated and staffed to meet the demands of today and to continue to meet the challenges for the future. The success of our community is a direct reflection of the strong support of our community members to the school system. I feel that it is so important for voters to think of their own families, think of their children and grandchildren. Cabell County is a safe and rewarding place to raise a family. I have raised all of my children here. They are products of Cabell County schools. All of my grandchildren attend Cabell County schools. I and my husband and my mother are Cabell County school students, or were. More families need to choose Cabell County as their home. They need to thrive and know that they can live here safely in a district and that the programs the levy supports will attract these families and they will choose Cabell County as their place to live. I've been around a very long time. I have worked 40 years for Cabell County schools. I've been around long enough to remember when parents were charged fees for summer school, fees for supplies, AP courses, books, lunches, field trips. I remember when we had to watch the news to find out if school was closed. There was no mass notification program available. The levy and the security it brings to families that we serve is well beyond measure. The levy ensures all students will have meals and a device provided without that family worrying about how to provide it. The levy ensures that all students will be given the same opportunities at Cabell County schools. Voting yes on this levy is a worthwhile investment to our community, schools, and our world. Our students deserve the safest, most updated schools to be successful in an ever-changing world, and we need to help them be productive adults and be prepared for the future. Service personnel appreciates the benefits that are supported through this levy. We as service personnel will always honor our title of service personnel because we serve children. We serve in many roles to make school environments better for everyone, and that levy helps us do it. The Cabell County School Service Personnel Association represents aides, cooks, custodians, transportation employees, maintenance, and secretaries. As we carefully evaluate where to allocate these precious dollars, the Cabell County School Service Personnel Association urges all that can hear to please vote yes for the Cabell County School excess levy, because we know the area of the greatest return on investment continues to be our educational system. Our future community leaders are educated here, our home values are linked, and the quality of our community begins and ends in schools. Please join me in supporting continued excellence in our community by bringing those essential operating dollars to our schools.
That concludes public comment.
All right, thank you, Dr. Sachs. Board members, at this time, do we have any comments?
I do.
All right, Mrs. Neely.
I just want to say that I'm a taxpayer too. I pay my taxes just like you do. And I guess what I don't understand is what information you don't have. Do you read the paper? Do you watch the TV? Do you go on Facebook? I don't understand what information you don't have that you want to have. Because if you ask any of us up here what you don't know, I'll be more than happy to tell you what you don't know. If you read the paper, you should know. Whatever it is you say, what's going on, I don't understand. We're a week away from the election. What don't you understand? And another thing that really insults me is to use Hitler in talking to this board as a rubber stamp, if that's not a slap in the face to somebody who has been on this board for 16 years, to call me a rubber stamp is a slap in the face. I have voted my conscience. I'm okay with the Lord how I vote. And for you to sit there and say that you don't understand what's going on, well, then there's something wrong with you. Either you can't read. What can't you read that you don't understand? Can't you go on Facebook? God knows that Facebook is full of lies. And I think that you owe me an apology for calling me a Hitler. I came here from, my parents came here from the old country. And they paid their taxes. They were good citizens and good people. And I'm a good person. And I really resent being called what you just said tonight. So, you should come up to this microphone and you should apologize for the remarks that you made to me. And if you don't, then shame on you. Shame on you. You wouldn't come up and tell me, you can come up and tell me you're sorry.
First of all, I apologize if you think I called you Hitler. I refer to historical speakings of Hitler. You need to go back and read your book on Mein Kampf.
I know
you
exactly.
need to read about how Hitler convinced people to do what he wanted to do.
Nobody's convincing me to do anything.
Well,
Okay, let's stop.
She asked me to come
don't-
up.
I asked him to come up, Mrs. Smalley, and I am not a rubber stamp. I'll have you know that. I am not a rubber stamp. I vote my conscience. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry.
Well, that's life.
Then go back and sit down, and why don't you pick a paper up? And if you don't understand this,
I
woman-
have been subscribed to the newspaper. I read Facebook.
Well, then you
I read
shouldn't-
all kinds of information.
Well, you shouldn't come up here and tell us you don't understand it then.
I don't understand why
I don't know
freedom of
what you don't
information gets
understand.
stonewalled.
You don't know what you understand.
I know about as
You
much
don't-
as you do.
You don't know what you
Oh,
want.
let's stop.
Okay,
Let's stop here.
I'm through.
Okay, let's stop.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Smalley, but I have to defend myself too.
I understand, but we don't want to get into a debate.
I'm not getting into anything that I don't feel like I need to say. I am not going to be referred to as a rubber stamp. I am not.
Well, none of us are rubber stamps.
Indeed, we're not.
So, anyone else? All righty. So we shall move on. Let's go to the consent agenda. Board members, do you have any items that you have some questions about?
Madam President,
Anything?
I do need to pull an item under
All
the
right.
consent agenda. It is item number 4.14. I just need to pull that from this agenda. We have some things that we need to work out with that contract, and so we're going to bring it back to a next board meeting. But this one I need to pull.
The retired Apple hardware,
Yeah, retired Apple hardware buyback program.
okay.
We just have some kinks we need to work out
Okay,
with that.
so
before
that'll
I
be
ask for
brought
approval.
back
Yeah.
later time, okay.
That was actually my only question I had because
Oh.
it was confusing to me exactly how we got to where we were getting to, so that's
Yeah,
good.
not a
So,
problem.
okay.
And then, so I ask for, basically, pull that, but I do ask, unless there's any other questions, for full approval of the consent agenda.
Can I just Dr. Sachs, quick, it's not an issue, but on
Sure.
the sports medicine dual credit, can you explain that just a little bit? I mean,
I
it sounds very
cannot.
positive, so I just want to.
I cannot, but
Okay.
Heather Scarberry can.
Where is it?
So, I'll just be honest with
Yeah.
you. So, Mrs. Scarberry, if you don't mind.
I mean, I have no issues with it, it's intriguing to me.
Yes,
I'd just
yeah,
like to have a
no,
little bit
I know
more-
that Mrs. Scarberry's been working on this one,
Right.
so.
The dual.
The dual credit for sports medicine.
no issue with it. I'd just like to have.
You know, it's always funny,
Yeah.
I have to add some levity here. It's always interesting is because our executive directors, our leadership team, they're usually here and they're in the back, and they're usually busy at work doing something else, and it's always funny when you ask a question and I have to call on them, because they're like, what?
Yes, and my friend Miss Giles just told me it was about the pre-K contract.
Oh,
I'm
no,
working
she
with
did.
high school, and I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
So our sports medicine class is offered both at Cabell Midland and at Huntington High.
Okay.
There are 4 courses that are required under CTE in order for them to be a completer. The first one is the foundations, the second one is the applications, the third one is the principles, and I forget what the exact name of the fourth one is. We were approached by the sports medicine's teachers as to what the availability would be that we could offer those as dual credit courses. So we took the syllabus from Marshall University and did an alignment with the standards, the CTE standards. We were able to show that we were able to cover all of our standards and all of the standards that are within Marshall's. So we will be partnering with Marshall to offer that. That will be a pathway. So at this time, that will not be, if the program continues, that would not be at a cost to our students. If it would be at a cost to our students at all, it would be $25 a credit hour if there's a cost at all. So 3 out of the 4 courses. The fourth one was already offered as a dual credit, but now 3 out of the 4 courses will be offered.
Okay.
And they will, it's health science 212 and 221 are the 2 courses that they will cover.
Okay, great. I mean, it sounds a great opportunity, a great.
Yeah,
addition
and that's
to
what we're trying to
Great.
do is look at our CTE programs and how they align with some college courses so that we can continue to expand that dual credit option in CTE.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good. All right. Are we ready to have a motion?
Yes, ma'am. I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda as is minus item 4.14, retired Apple hardware buyback.
Yes, sir. Mr. Pauly has stated the motion,
Second.
and Mr. Miller has seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries 4-0, of course. All right, move on. We have no financial items. Mr. Rodkin, did you want to?
No items.
Okay. And do we have any questions for Mr. Rodkin? After our presentation yesterday, it was pretty thorough, and
Yes, ma'am.
I think we have a pretty good handle on all of that. And appreciate that, Mr. Rodkin. All right, let's move on, please, to the personnel section. And we've already been given
We do have that one amendment on, I think it was page 17 or 18, which Mr., page 18, SS 3216 and SS 3216, sorry, SS 3216 for both of those is
Yeah.
to become floater instead of social studies.
Right.
Yeah.
Mark out social studies, right in floater.
So I
Okay.
recommend full approval of the personnel section.
It's long, isn't it?
It's a big one.
Yeah. Anything else? All right. I'm just so glad to see so many
We're getting them back.
getting
Back in them into where they need to go.
yes. That is a terrible thing we have to do every year, and
Well, one
I
of the,
think the solution is, I think it's coming. I think
Yeah.
the remedy's coming, but
well, one of the things that I think I tell this board quite often is that, you know, I meet monthly with a group of pastors, and we continue to, regardless of whatever's going on, we continue to pray for putting the right people in the right place at the right time. And even when you go through a personnel season with RIF and transfer and all those sort of things, we continue to pray that he makes a way to make sure we put the right people in the right place at the right time, whether it be by seniority or, bidding on positions or those sort of things. So we want to get all the right pieces in place before the next school year starts. So,
well, I'm just so glad to see that. All right. We're ready for the motion?
Yes, ma'am. Make a motion that we approve the personnel section with the changes that Mr. Boggs noted.
All right, Mr. Pauly makes the motion with the
Second.
changes as documented. Mrs. Neely has seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Madam President, board members, I'd like to make a quick announcement. Mr. John Carl Adkins, if you could stand up and be recognized.
Where are you there?
Mr.
Here.
Mr. Adkins is he's actually, this year, he is the assistant principal at Huntington High School. But due to personnel season, he was actually bumped back to a math position. But Huntington High School, based on their Title I funding this year, they expanded the number of assistant principals to be able to help with discipline, and then, of course, also classroom observations and instructional support for teachers. And Mr. Adkins is now back as an assistant principal at Huntington High, so congratulations.
Great.
Thank you for being here, sir. He's done a great job this past year, too. So
All right, anything else?
that's all for personnel, ma'am. Oh,
Ripley.
Yeah, we have-
okay, I'm sorry. We also have Miss Ashley Riley. Is that-
Ripley.
Ripley, I'm so sorry. Someone should have texted me. We want to congratulate Mrs. Ripley as our new teacher mentor here at the district office. So congratulations. It's good, it's good. No problem. Congratulations. Thank you for being here.
Yes, very, very much so. All right, are there any special board items? I'm not aware of any.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right. Is there an update on legal
Actually,
issues,
was
ma'am?
there no student expulsions on this one? No. Okay.
There is nothing?
No, Madam President.
Okay. All right, so I believe we're ready for adjournment.
So moved.
All right, Mrs. Neely has made the motion to adjourn.
Second.
And Mr. Miller has seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 4-0. We are adjourned. Thank you all very much.
I hope to see you all on Friday if you can make it. That'd be great.
Okay, now what is Friday? At the Career Center.
Career Center.
I'll be there for that.
It'll be in that back
Okay.
parking lot.
I won't miss that.